Did you miss me? No! Oh. Well then, let's just get to it. With the new expansion coming out for Guild Wars 2, there's a lot of players that are finding the game for the first time, or returning players, who have come back after about 8 years of playing last. So, what I wanted to do today was make a video more tailored to some of the cool add-ons that I use personally that I want to share with you, so that way you can start your Guild Wars 2 experience on the right foot. I use 3 add-ons specifically: YoloMouse, Guild Wars 2 TacO, and ArcDPS. I'm going to go and explain what these different add-ons do, why I personally use them and why I think you should use them, and any sort of caveats that you should know about them. But before I get into it, please subscribe to the video if you're new. We do more Guild Wars 2 related content here on this channel. And also like the video, it really does help with the YouTube algorithm, and share this with your friends who are looking into getting Guild Wars 2. So that way they know themselves as well what add-ons to use when they first get into the game. The first add-on that we are going to be talking about today is YoloMouse. This is the one that I actually get a lot of questions on when I'm streaming in the chat box. I even have a chat command for YoloMouse so that way you can download it there. But a lot of new players or returning players, including myself, had a problem with the original Guild Wars 2 mouse cursor, and the fact that I lose it constantly, especially in PvP with the amount of visual clutter there is out there. It's very difficult for me sometimes to place my attacks properly. So one way to make sure that that doesn't happen was to use YoloMouse. Now YoloMouse is a custom free program that changes the look of your mouse cursor. As you see, my mouse cursor is already using the YoloMouse. Now what's really cool is this cursor is for any game and not just Guild Wars 2. So if you like to play anything such as action RPGs, anything mouse based like a MOBA, then you can still use YoloMouse. YoloMouse includes 4 basic cursors, 9 colors per cursor, an inverse color. They are resizable, and you can add your own cursors. How to download it? Well, there's a couple ways that you can do it. You can either do the github.io website, where you can download the YoloMouse for free by clicking the download button here and just running the program. You can also buy it on Steam. Once you finally downloaded it, you run the program, and if you see here on the docs, it gives you a quick tutorial. In order to customize or activate your YoloMouse, you want to press Ctrl-Alt-1. Now, what's really unique as well is if you press Ctrl-Alt-2, 3, and 4, you do get the extra mouse cursors here. So you can pick and choose, obviously, as well as upload your own. And if you double click Ctrl-Alt-1 or any of the other numbers, you do change the color of the cursor itself. So a really nice tool to use as well in order to make sure that the color is complementary or just stands out in any game that you're playing. Now the next tool that I use in Guild Wars 2 is called Guild Wars 2 Tactical Overlay, or TacO for short. This is a really unique overlay system that shows different routes for map completion, also for jumping puzzles, treasure, achievements. For example, the one that you see here in Queensdale, the Karma run for orphans during the Winter's Day festival, it gives you that path as well. And a bunch of different other tactical markers such as guild races, resource nodes, festivals, and even gives you a timer window, so that way you can see all the world timer events that are happening for the world bosses as well. The reason you really should get TacO is the same reason why you wouldn't drive without a GPS system. It just makes the game a lot easier to complete, especially if you're looking to do map completion over and over again on many of your characters. By decreasing the amount of time it takes in order to do a map completion, you save more time to enjoy the other aspects of the game. On top of that, the last 2 add-ons that I have talked about are both free to use, and they are terms of service friendly as well. So they aren't embedding anything into your actual game. They're just overlaying what already exists. So if you want to get Guild Wars 2 TacO and install it into your computer, this one is a little bit more difficult than YoloMouse, which is why I'm going to go over it in detail. You first go to GW2 TacO.com, where you see a bunch of different words and hyperlinks. One of the great things about Guild Wars 2 TacO is that it is open source. And what that means is that everyone has the ability to make changes and add different content just to improve the user interface for us as players. Now, in order to download this add-on, you first will click the download archive, the first build that we have here, which will give you a zip file. The next thing that you want to do is you want to extract that zip file into your Guild Wars 2 folder. So now when you look at your program files for Guild Wars 2 and you've extracted it, you should see GW2 TacO as an application there. Now what you want to do is you want to drag this application itself down to your taskbar so you have easy access to being able to integrate the overlay into your actual game whenever you are playing. Yeah, simple enough. Well, there's one more step that I would personally recommend when downloading this tactical overlay is by downloading the first additional marker pack, which is Tekkit's Workshop Markers. And when you click this hyperlink, it's going to take you to another browser. And this browser actually has instructions that I have delivered to you in order for you to make sure that you install TacO correctly. Well, once you do that, you will download the all-in-one file here on the latest TacO markers on the side. You click that link as well, and it will start the download. Now, if that doesn't work, you can scroll down to the bottom here where you see these all-in-one TacO app files, and you can download them as well. From there, you want to take that file and go back to your Guild Wars 2 program files and go to the POIs file folder. When you click that, you want to go ahead and drag the TW all-in-one TacO, which you will see at the bottom here as a TacO file, into the POIs folder. And that is it. Once you complete that, you will click the TacO icon, go back to the game, and you will see here that not only will you have your regular resource nodes and different settings here, but you'll have the Tekkit guide, which also gives you the Path of Fire expansions, the Heart of the Living World, the Heart of Thorns, more festivals, and overall just a more updated and cleaner looking interface. The last item that I want to talk to you about is Guild Wars 2 ArcDPS. Now, for hardcore raiders, this might be the tool for you, but as a disclaimer, this isn't for everybody. I don't recommend you downloading this if you just don't really care too much about min-maxing your DPS, because you will notice that you will constantly have to update this as every update does happen within the game. So it's kind of tedious in order to make sure that you constantly update it. However, if you are serious and you want to make sure that you are performing at the highest level possible, then by all means download this add-on here. Now, ArcDPS, once again, it's a DPS meter that shows you the amount of damage that you do in the game. Similar to other MMOs, which, like for example, World of Warcraft, where you have add-ons as well that you've had for tens of years. This one is the only Guild Wars 2 one that I know personally, which is allowed by ArenaNet. Now, there are a few steps involved, and so you should read it, but I will explain it to you again. The first thing you need to do is you need to save the d3d9.dll into your Guild Wars 2 in bin 64 while the game is not running. This will create this add-ons folder here, which you'll have your ArcDPS that has all the different configuration settings. Now, what you have to do in order to constantly update it is you would have to delete the old D3D9 on your computer, get it out of your recycling bin, and then re-download it again. So with a lot of words, I'm going to go ahead and try to simplify the way to downloading Guild Wars 2 ArcDPS. Now, the easiest thing to do, just go to the very bottom where you can download the current version. Go ahead and download this and keep the file. Now what you want to do is you want to move this to the bin64 section of your Guild Wars 2 program file. Once you do that, while the game is off, you want to go ahead and start the game. And if you've done it correctly, then you will see when you upload the game, when you start the game, there will be that options tab to your right. Now, this options tab can be changed, and you can even move around extras. What's really helpful is that you can also move it around. You can have different interfaces. You can log multiple different things. For example, your skills, your team skills, the damage you do, the area buffs, the graph skills, and so forth. Now, Alt-Shift-T gets rid of the options bar, and it also puts it back in. And to give you some real-time analysis, now, I'm not doing a DPS rotation, so please be kind with my DPS in the comments. But whenever you're doing damage to a boss here, as you see in real time, the DPS meter does go up here. So that's how it works. It also shows you the self skills that you do. So the amount of damage per second that you're doing, what damage does the most, in order to really monitor if you're doing the right rotation or not. You can mess with many other settings here, but my goal was just to show you how to install it. And there you have it, guys. Please comment down below anything that you would like to see more of in the future. If you haven't already, join our Discord server. It's filled with multiple games, but Guild Wars 2 is our main game for now. And I will see you all next time in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.